Good evening, good evening, good evening. And how are you all? Here I am once again. You didn't see me last week. I'm trying to do a video every other week instead of every week. Today, I want to talk about twisted mind. Lately, I'm noticing there's so much people getting angry and angry over simple little things. Sometimes someone says something and the anger in which that other person received whatever is being said to them, I'm noticing that lately. You know, people getting so uptight, people getting angry, people interpreting things wrong when things are said to them. It's like everyone is on edge. And we got to realize that there's nothing better the devil likes than a twisted mind, someone who's, so full of anger. The devil feeds on that. And we have to realize and know this, that in certain situations, that we need to calm ourselves. We need to look at ourselves and be careful how we interpreting things. Because this is troubled time we're going through. We're really going through a very hard, tough time. As they would say, it's the last days. You can see so many things happening. But I really noticed that people is getting angry so quick. And we really have to watch that. And what I'm noticing as well, and I'm sure a lot of people is noticing, there's so much young people as well as adults that suffering from stress, they can't cope with life. There's so much of that going on. And I've been speaking to a lot of young people lately. And, it breaks my heart how you have young people, some of them beautiful. They're looking in the mirror and they cannot see that beauty. Their mind is so messed up that they look in the mirror and they're not seeing themselves beautiful. There's a lot of young people don't have no confidence in themselves. And, I'm looking around and I'm seeing this. And I'm talking to young people. And they're telling me all of this. And it's happening so much that, GP surgery, they cannot cope with the referral to get help, to get counseling. The list is so long because there's so much people now suffering from anxiety, depression. They cannot cope. And with you being referred on the waiting list to get counseling, there's some people that need urgent help and they can't get it. Recently, a young person said to me, this is why people is killing themselves, because they cannot get the help in time. And it's so, so sad. The waiting list to be referred. I was told by a friend of mine that works at a GP surgery that the waiting list is long. Very, very long. And how do people cope? With all that waiting, you need help. With all that wait, how do you cope? What do you do? How is our young people coping with going through the anxiety, the depression, and everything else when they cannot get help early? What are you doing? I'd like to know those of you out there that cannot get the help right now because you've been referred and it's taken months. How are you coping? I would like to know, how are you coping in the meantime What are you doing to help yourself? Because a young lady told me, to get referred, when that establishment, when they do call you, you have to go through an assessment. Over the phone, they ask you loads of questions. And then after the assessment, they will tell you what they believe you're suffering from. And then they will refer you to that team. And even then, it's a long wait. And what happened next is that when you referred to a team, and say like if you should get worse, you develop certain other symptoms, that counselor would say to you, oh, I only deal with this part. I don't deal with what else you has come up, what else you're suffering from now. So now what that person have to do now, that person is going to be referred to someone else, and it's another long wait. So you see what's happening? The long wait. What do people with all these symptoms, anxiety and everything else, what do they do while they, for this waiting? How are you coping? Years ago, when I was suffering from anxiety, depression and everything else, in those days you only had the medication. They never used to refer you to counseling like they do now. You have a lot more help now with the counseling. Years ago, they put you on medication, and later on, you might probably get to see someone. But, I found this so distressing, the way people is getting angry when someone says something to you. You're flying off the handle. You interpret it in wrong, in what they're saying wrong. And you got to realize that the devil is busy. The devil is busy. He's trying to devour anything, anyone along the path. And anger is one of them that's going to really tip you over. And you really have to watch that. I was an empty shell at one time, and look at me now. Because I realized that certain things I'm worrying about, I used to get angry and stuff like that. I had to nip that in the bud. I read my word. What does God say? And, you really, really have to be careful. Be mindful of the anger. And know it for what it is. Know it for what it is. It is the last days. And I am seeing where people, the anger. Where is the love? Where is the love? And the Bible did say the love is going to die. But we have to show the love. We have to hold on to that. You have to show the love. So, what can you do? What can you do in the meantime? Those of us who are suffering and going through stress, talk to someone. I have spoken to a few people, and they said they haven't spoken to anyone because they're embarrassed. They're embarrassed, and they also say people wouldn't understand. But you got to talk. You got to talk. What you can do, you can find someone that that's fun to be around. I have friends. Some of them I know is fun and funny and great sense of humor, that they will have me laughing all day long. You can do that. You may have some friend that you feel comfortable with to talk, that you can talk to about anything. You may have some friend that you know you can trust. What used to help me as well, music. If you have a favorite music, you can listen to that. That can calm you. Another thing you can do is do some form of exercise. A good sweat helps takes out the stress in your body. That helps me a lot. So these are things you can do while you're waiting on the waiting list to be referred. And where some of the young people, you don't see yourself as a good person, you don't have no confidence in yourself or anything like that. You make people tell you who you are. I did a video on that. But don't measure yourself against anyone else. Know who you are in here. Are you a kind person? Are you a loving person? That's the most important thing. Once you have love in your heart, once you have love here, you shouldn't measure yourself against anyone else. Know who you are. I know some people, you're going through a bad time. It could be a traumatic childhood. It could be incident that has happened to you. But deal with the now. Deal with the now. How can you help yourself? The way you're feeling, whatever. Deal with now. Take care of your well-being. That's the most important thing. I was saying to someone recently that until you fix yourself, until you feel good about yourself, until you have confidence in yourself, you can't make someone else happy. You got to look after your well-being first. Until you feel well within yourself, until you feel happy again, and you feel like you again, and you get the help you need, then you can start moving forward. But the most important thing is your well-being. Look after your well-being. Make sure you are well, you feel well. Because another young person said to me, I don't feel happy, I feel dead inside. So the first thing you have to do is look after yourself. Get the help that you need. So this is what I been bothering me for weeks, months. How people has changed so much. You can hardly say anything to anyone anymore. Everyone taking offense of little things that you're saying. Other people taking offense, and it blows my mind. It blows my mind how people has changed. And this is the time that we're living in. The love is dying out, and the anger and everything else is taking over. So people, we got to watch that. Know it for what it is. Know it for what it is. Check yourself when, if someone says something to you and you want to get into a rage. Check yourself. Does it warrant that? Does it warrant you getting in such a state? I might say something to someone and it upset them or whatever, but I always try to whatever I say to people, I might be telling you off as well, but behind it all is love. Behind it all is love. And this is what we need to have. Don't lose that love. Don't lose that love in your heart for others. I just wanted to share and with you and people out there who's suffering, you know, be careful, you know, watch your anger, look after your well-being, because you can't make anybody else happy. If you're not happy, you can't make anybody else happy. And only you can fix you. Only you is control of you. A lot of us like to blame other people. Is what you said, is what you did to me and everything else. Yes, sometimes certain things we go through, we want to blame other people. But when you are in a position, you reach an age, you're an adult, you need to take control. You are in control now. So don't blame anybody for how you're feeling now, because you can take control of your situation now. You are in control of your well-being, no one else. No one else. So I hope this has helped you. It's a big, big subject, a very big subject. I can go on and on and on, but I hope this has helped. And as I always say to you, like, comment, and share. God bless you.